And then Little Red Riding Hood was swallowed up whole by the big bad wolf. Lord Nicholas, the villain, was violently slaughtered by a pack of little girls. And King Geoffrey finally got his crown.
But what about Princess Veronica? Does she live happily ever after?
Nope! The end!
This weekend was no fucking fairy tale.
On the contrary, this week was grim.
Open your storybooks to week 5 and try to keep up.
Welcome to Gentlyfucked News, you fuckers! Much like Veronica's sex life, Veron's tight end received no touches this week, and not just one tight end, but all 3 of her tight ends gave her a whopping 0 points. Better get that tight end on a Stairmaster, girlie.
That Rogers trade of mine finally paid off, but started Hyde instead of starting Drake.
Dude, you always gotta start out some Drake. You know when the hotline bling?
Best I ever had.
Best I ever had. Miles, I'd say nice work, but come on. 109 points? She handed you this one.
And is now allowed back in a fantasy monkey loft after beating Chuck this week. I guess he was able to get Chuck's security squad to apologize.
Chuck started Matt Ryan again over Brady. Worked for him last week, but Brittany always gets past security.
Odell Beckham delivers 33 points to Chug a Hug, but the rest of his players were Chug-a-drugged.
Chuck is undefeated in the team naming category, but he falls to 1-4 where it actually counts.
What team name will he come up next week? Patty destroys Carrie Ann and puts up the second highest number in the league this week with 163 points.
Carrie Ann only had 61 points this week. Not only is it the lowest score of the week, and not only is it the lowest score of the season, it's the lowest score from the last 2 years. Yikes! 2
goose eggs and an underwater Seahawks defense do not make a very good fairy tale.
Patty had huge double-digit returns across all of his offense.
A totally different tale than last year.
King Geoffrey wins the game of Mahomes, ending his 4-game losing streak, bringing in his first win, and taking down Wheezy as he does it.
Finally, Jeff's killer roster puts up some respectable points as Deja still searches for the quarterback that can get the job done.
Hey Deja, I hear Josh McCown is available over on the waiver wire. Deja puts up a bunch of single digits and can only come up with 81 points.
I think we saw more tits than points out of her this weekend.
But hats off to Jeff. I'm gonna pour out a little something for my homie. Nice work, buddy. Mahomes! Orlando's Disney World is a magical place where dreams come true every day for thousands of little boys and girls.
But for one Orlando bad boy, it was a fucking nightmare. Nick's Sony rape station gets raped by teen girls in late Monday night action.
The fantasy gods have spoken and they have smited the arrogant. Hey Nick, this was one hell of a nail biter, and we had some good epic trash talk, and you know I feel bad about it, so I got you some artwork for your walls. It's a picture of a busted up Sony Walkman, and in case you don't know how to read, it says, "Suck it."
If you wish upon a star.
Sony Walkman crushed real hard.
Speaking of arrogance, we've got to bring up Ian versus Kyle.
Ian got the highest score this week, even though he stole your Breeze's team name from last year.
Kyle leaves his top scorer, Isaiah Crowell, on the bench with 30 points.
That still wouldn't have done the trick. Wait, I've seen Kyle's roster before. Dopey, drunky, farty, fuckface, and dipshit.
But where's Snow White?
I got it right here.
The fantasy pros help Ian drown Kyle in a sea of Ian tears. Better check that ego at the door, Ian. The fantasy gods are vengeful.
And they're coming for you.
Next week, will Patty keep his top score in the league, or will he get roofied by the rape station?
Ed and Brittany travel to Kansas City to get some barbecue with Jeffrey and Mahomes.
Blue Girl isn't drunk again. Can Carrie Ann score any lower?
Ian's running game is looking to run some bad juju on Miles.
Tighten up that game, yo.
And tighten up that tight end. Hit the gym, you fucks. And
Get wrecked!